Hi everyone. This is our last video for the term. I'm excited. I know you're excited. You're tired of hearing me talk to you, but here we go one last time. My apologies. I am more than a little bit ill today, and so I'm going to do my best to get through this and make sure that you have all the information you need before we get started on Module E. So don't stress. It's all good. Anyway, so the multimodal project and presentation, um, we're calling it MMP, is basically a refit of what you did for your proposal. So you really need to have your proposal finished and in good shape before you start this. Hence the last thing of the semester, right? What you're going to do is to use Microsoft Sway. It's a multimodal project platform, and basically you get to that through your Office account from JCC. When you go to that sign-in page on mine, it leaves it up when you get into the courses. It's a little thing that says home. Okay, and that's where you get into your email. So stick on that page instead and go over to the side and click on apps, and then tell it to show you all the apps. And then you have to scroll down because it's alphabetical, and go down to Sway. And then there are a couple of tutorials in there if you've never used it before, so make sure you give yourself time to walk through those. I know a lot of my students use Sway for lots of other things, so this is just if you're new to this, um, like I was. There are also some resources to help with Sway in our course. In E1, so the very first thing you're going to look at for the module is the one that you're going to do the marked as reviewed. And all the way down at the bottom of that is Sway. And you can look at how to use it and what to do. And there's a couple examples there for you as well. Okay, your Sway is the final piece of the project for the semester, and it will include new multimedia content selected for this unit, but it will also include some rewritten and revised text from your proposal. This is not a drag and drop though. Okay, this will take some time. Put some work into it. Make sure that you have what you need for it. You're going to develop your research a little bit, and some modes of your choice into an engaging medium that is intended for a new and different audience. Mainly, it's a public audience. Okay, so when we've looked at everything so far, we've been doing it for an academic audience, for your peers, for your instructor, that kind of stuff. And we've had certain rules, APA. And whether you hate it or love it, or you're somewhere in between, APA is just one way of organizing things. And so this is not APA. This is for your best bud, your followers, if you have those, that kind of stuff. So make sure when you're considering your modes and design, the Sway program has a number of different design options, and you can use the template. That's not cheating. But make sure that it fits everything that you need to have for this assignment. I'm going to walk through the rest of this. It's 3 pages, so it might take me a couple minutes. Okay. So consider how you're going to use the modes of delivery. And on the assignment sheet in that first in E1, it has this kind of written out. I'm just going to kind of walk through them really quickly so you can have an idea. So the linguistic, we're used to that. We talk, we write, we use appropriate words and try to communicate a text message, an academic paper, written text or spoken words narration, word choice, delivery, all of that. Okay. Visual mode focuses on aesthetics, how it looks on the page or how it looks in this. I am always a little bit embarrassed that my office is also in my bedroom, and behind me you see what is behind me in real life. I love giraffes, and my family has played on that very well. My bedroom has about 26, I think, at this point, and there are more of them other places in the house. So, and in the cars. But you can see that I'm trying very hard to, be neat and orderly and tidy and all that kind of stuff. And you see my sewing machine, my other great hobby, on the other side of the room, and of course, the beds in between. But I think about how this looks to you, what this does for me as a teacher. I think in some ways it's much better than one of those bookshelf created things behind me. Although I love books and I have 2 bookshelves in my bedroom. So, and more in the house. But anyway, I think there's an important thing to be learned, in how you present yourself, what's in your background, what you're wearing, how you're talking. As soon as I open my mouth that I'm not from the South. You also know that I talk way too fast for that, and that's okay. All have our own ta-das, and we have to play on those as much as we can for our benefit and for the benefit of our audience. So the aural or the audio mode focuses on sound or silence, to make its impact. That's spoken text, sound effects, ambient noise. Sometimes you hear my cat. Well, he's not my cat, but he claims me. Um, Music, volume, all of those kind of things. Okay, so remember that everything has a sound, even the turning of pages. Spatial mode is similar to visual mode, but it's more on the placement of things. How far in the background are things? Are they important if they're that far in the background? This is anything from designing where advertisements appear. A chart in a paper or poster presentation includes line spacing, navigation, size of photos, proximity of photos, and other elements to each other. Line length, that can be all kinds of silly. Visual organization and alignment. Um, Gestural, it's another word I have a hard time saying. Um, this mode focuses on physicality to produce meaning. This can be anything from the speaker pacing, fidgeting, the way I move in a chair, includes facial expressions, gestures. There's a whole science dedicated to understanding what people mean by certain gestures, how you can bring people into your realm of thinking through gestures, through tone, through how you pace your words, all those kinds of things. Okay. Appropriate media. What are you actually going to put into your presentation, and where you're going to get it from? You need to make sure that either you own those particular visuals or that you're getting them from someplace that is open stock. Okay, which means they don't copyright or they don't care if you use them. Creative Commons, Pexel, Prezi, Google Charts, Padlet, those kinds of things are all free and open, and you can have them in your presentation. Just be careful, okay? Um, Here's the requirements. Okay, the content through headings, short written paragraphs, bulleted or numbered lists, and a variety of media selections. The project includes all of the following fully developed sections: an introduction of the problem, okay, just like you did in your proposal. Multiple perspectives illustrating the problem exists. You do not have to use or include the past or proposed solutions. You can if you want to. My encouragement to you is, yes, include that. But if your presentation ends up being 15 minutes, no, cut it out. Go back, do that. Okay. Clear problem, clear proposition, your thesis statement about what should be done to solve the problem, and then the goals that the solution should achieve. These will sound very familiar because they're straight from the proposal. A specific step-by-step plan for implementing the solution. Um, Discuss the details of each of those steps. A discussion of feasibility on how the proposed solution will be funded, legalized, and or put into place. Positive consequences and a call for action. Okay, very much the same order and preparation as your proposal. Okay, so keep that in mind. Make sure that the content is appropriate for the intended audience. It covers topics completely and in depth. It demonstrates subject knowledge, includes clear, appropriate, and correct information, and effectively uses rhetorical appeals. Check your ethos, especially, and pathos, of course, is very important for any kind of visual presentation. Okay, logos matters as well. So media and design, okay, there's sufficient and relevant media to enhance and deliver the message. There's a variety of media included. It's not just a string of memes, okay? The combination of multimedia elements and content takes communication to a superior level. There is clear attention given to balance, proportion, harmony, and restraint. You don't have to tell us absolutely everything, just what counts, okay? Effective design, creativity, your organization, the sequence of information is logical and intuitive. We don't have to wonder or want to go back and see if we missed anything. Users can progress intuitively throughout the entire project in a logical path, and organization enhances the content of the project and includes clear headers, signposts for the audience. Please, please, please read your work out loud, which you're going to be doing in the presentation, of course, but read your work out loud so that you're not stumbling over things when you get to that point. Okay. The tone and style are appropriate for the intended audience and enhance the project. The writing has direction, coherence, and unity. If you have a well done proposal, that part is almost guaranteed. Quotes, paraphrases, and summaries are seamlessly incorporated into the author's writing and or presented through effective design choices. The author's voice and personality are present in the writing. Don't read in a monotone. Okay, we all hate that, right? Almost as much as we hate being patted on the head. Tone and style are effective for the audience. Okay, citations. Cited sources are hyperlinked within the text. This is the only time when you only need the URL. Okay, remember, we're not doing APA. We want our readers, our users to be able to just seamlessly, oh, what is that? Okay, click, go look. Okay. The links work correctly. Media requiring attribution is properly credited. If you get something, a chart or a graph or a visual of any kind from one of your articles, make sure we can tell very easily where it came from. Okay. Make sure that your length is at least 7 minutes. Technically it says 7 to 8. I want at least 7, no more than 10. Okay, give yourself a little bit of wiggle room there. No, you don't get extra credit for going beyond 7. Okay, make sure everything that you say and do in that particular presentation matters. Okay, and then there's the whole list there again. Explain the problem, your audience, perspectives on the problem, explain the steps for your own solution, call to action, close with final thoughts. You can, at the end, say, okay, I know there are other things that we could do to fix this, but here's my best, this is my best idea. Please try hard not to read from your sway when you're doing your particular presentation. Practice, practice, practice. You can use note cards and things. You can have written pages for your presentation. Just don't focus on them too horribly. It's very easy to get caught up in reading and forget to look up. Pretend that there's somebody on the other side of this camera looking at you, or not. Sometimes that's a little scary. But make sure that you're engaging your audience. Okay, it's not just reading your paper. Okay. If you have questions or you're not sure what you're doing on things, let me tell you a couple of things. I can help you with any kind of, okay, so should I include all of these things? Well, that's up to you. Okay. I can help you determine which things are not useful or whatever in your presentation. Please know I am not going to look through these and give you feedback before you turn them in for a final grade. Okay, this is kind of how the end of the semester goes. You need to produce a decent, coherent presentation, and you need to use the stuff you've already done for the whole semester. Okay, so you are, whether you believe it or not, the subject matter expert. Okay, so go through, do what you need to do. If you have questions about whether you should include something, by all means, send me an email, talk to your peers, whatever works for you. But we're going to move on from there and end the semester well, finish strong. Let me know if you have questions or concerns. I'm sure you have lots, but make sure you've looked through all the stuff in E1 first. Okay. Um, and we'll go on from there. So I hope you all have a great end of the semester. Work on things as you need to, and send me emails when you have questions. Oh, one last thing. Remember that you need to have at least 12 sources in your research log before the end of the semester. You can have more than that. Each of those extras can earn up to 10 points apiece that goes into your research log grade. So if you have some low grades because they were late or you didn't do what you're supposed to do, and you can add a couple at the end that kind of make up for that. Okay, that's a grade that can go above 100% if that's what you're doing. Please, please, please remember, I am not going to give you any extra points for just giving me a URL. You have to follow the rules for the research log in order to get credit. So keep that in mind as well. Okay, I'm really going to sign off now. So have a great day. Let me know if you have questions. You know how to get a hold of me.